liver and gall is the anger.
Yeah.
Center of the body, the liver is. And so processing that.
Angry anytime I can't control the situation.
Yeah.
Or if I don't get what I want, if I have an expectation and it's not met.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sanctuary Holistic Wellness and the podcast today. I'm Erin Andrus, your host. I'm so happy to be here with my beautiful friend and client and continuation of friendship, Tara. Tara Madsen here. Thank you so much for being here, Tara.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we've known each other since like sixth grade, maybe?
Yeah, you found a picture all the way 6th grade.
Yeah, sixth grade center or something. Yeah, we've known each other a long time. Yeah, it's been neat to reconnect with you. And I started working with you a few years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, during your divorce.
My separation and then divorce, yeah.
Okay, and it was so profound being able to reflect and connect to you at that time for me, because we were mirroring a lot of the same things. I was going through a divorce as well. So were you. Both our husbands are named Jared, which is incredible. And their birthdays are the same, a day apart.
Yeah, a day apart. They're both Sagittarius.
They're both Sagittarius. And so there was some similarities in it. Yeah. And you've done the cleanse 2 times?
Yeah, 2 times all the way through, and then 2 times 5 days.
Yeah. And I was just asking before, did you get a lot of worms out?
The first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first 10 day, for sure.
And a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was your liver and gall flush?
I didn't do that.
Because I actually brought you a liver and gall tincture. It's in the car because I'm scanning. I say, which one for Tara? It was liver and gall.
Because that's anger, isn't it?
And so I was just curious if you had any stones. Did you have any stones come out even if though not doing it? Okay. Yeah. I have so many stones that came out of me, and I continue to have stones always come out. Every colonic, I'm like, okay, there's more, and there's more. And liver and gall is the anger. Center of the body, the liver is. And so processing that. And we were discussing before feeling angry and anger and the trauma that we've had that as a child or as, whenever in your life that you hold on to. And at the stem of it, what I find is anger. For me, I get frustrated and angry when I don't get what I want. And my heart doesn't feel aligned. Yeah,
absolutely. Angry anytime I can't control the situation.
Yeah.
Or if I don't get what I want, if I have an expectation and it's not met.
Yeah.
But, we've talked about this too, that I don't feel a lot of anger.
Yeah.
That it's buried really deep, and I have these like core beliefs that anger is bad.
Yeah.
That it's not productive. It's a surface emotion, and that you should just bypass that and just get right underneath it. Because usually what's underneath the anger is like pain and disappointment and sadness and grief.
Yeah.
And so like just skip right to it.
Yeah.
And also just being raised in a conservative religious upbringing. Women especially are taught that being angry is bad.
Right.
And
they got to keep
or not ladylike or
in the fundamentalists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So, it's in there, those like core beliefs from growing up. And so, anger scares me that it will make things worse for me.
Okay.
So I have a hard time acknowledging that it's there, or expressing it for fear that things would get worse or be bad for me, or I'd hurt someone or myself.
That's always scary. Okay. But you feel it's rise up. It's there. Yeah. But then it's like, hey, we're just I know it's hard to
I feel shame about it right away. Like
do we do
if I spurt out any anger, like maybe it comes out a little sideways with my kids, or irritation or snappiness or whatever.
Guilty.
And then I just feel like bad, like it's not healthy to express anger or something.
Yeah. It always shows me where I'm not loving. the people around me and myself, and where I'm really angry and where I'm not getting my way, and what I can really redirect and focus and reflect on, and why. It teaches me so much, and boundaries of, okay, when I know I want to say no, but then also questioning the anger and why is it there and the fear behind it. And it always goes back to for me, it's like my child self just really not getting her way. But yeah, and then now being angry at the little things in life now. So liver and gall, liver really, it's the anger center. So, okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 39. I have 4 children, boys.
That's incredible. And our kids, our 2 eldest, well, my oldest, your oldest. Yeah. I only have one, but they did violin together. And he's so good, yours, Cohen.
He's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
But has recently decided to do guitar. But
oh, amazing. How's he doing?
So he's doing good. Cool. He's doing good. That was a
Did he pick it up right away because he was so talented at the violin? So I bet he's
he's picking it up.
So, it was great. Now he'll be able to just be multi-talented in all the areas of it. And he's still going to be so good at violin.
We love music at my house. So, and so 16, 12, 8, and 4 are their ages. So I have a child in just about every stage of childhood, which comes with its own challenges.
Yes.
And I was married for 16 years. We separated in spring of 2023, decided to divorce that summer. Yeah. But it wasn't official until last April. So April 2024. So it's been about 9 months that we've been officially divorced.
Yours was in April, mine was in May. And you, so this is what's really cool about Tara that I've really admired and I thought was really authentic and vulnerable and helped create connection was Tara decided to share openly about their divorce and about what was going on with their friends and their family on Instagram and anyone who wanted to know because why not? And it was incredible. And now, and you and Jared are best friends and you guys are able to still have all of this family time, even do vacations and create experience without having the attachment of each other. Yeah. And so I wanted to just ask you about that and have you share a bit about the divorce, what happened, what was the trauma behind it, and were you guys, 16 years, that's a long time to pull away from someone. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jared and I had been in therapy for almost 12 years. And so a lot of it is showing up now in our divorce, right? Okay. So we just had really good care and learned a lot of skills and have always been really open about our experiences as we've been in therapy and struggled in different ways in our marriage. So it felt really natural to both of us to just be open and share what we were going through.
And 12 years of therapy, like you really want to make it work.
We really tried hard.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah. We really tried hard and, both really care for each other and love each other as humans and, as co-parents and just, really wanting to do what's best for each other and for our kids. And it was a really painful realization to come to the knowledge that it wasn't right for us to stay together anymore, that it was better for both of us to go our separate ways, and better for our kids. Yeah. It took a long time to really agree with that or to accept that.
Yeah. And you talk openly about the reasons why. Yeah. And the infidelities and the hurts, but the bond that you all have.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah. And I feel like I've gotten nothing but like positive feedback about it. Like people have been so supportive and loving and gentle with our experience. I really haven't gotten any negative comments. Good. Some people question like, is Jared embarrassed or, Jared had infidelity and he was open about that and we talk about that.
You shared.
Yeah. And so people are
big.
like, does he want people to know that? Is he embarrassed? And no, like this was a real experience that we both were okay with sharing and,
and helping people be able to resonate.
Yeah.
And know that this is real life. This is a marriage that wants to work, but there's also so many things that go along to play with a relationship for that long. And then the trauma that you both had as children and growing up in a religion that's so strict. And how do you really, I would only hope that all the people around you support, because everyone, not everyone, but most people go through, such detailed hard things in their relationship. Yeah. Whether it's that or something else.
Well, and there's so much shame around experiences like that, especially with betrayal and things that are normally kept quiet or like secret in a marriage or in a relationship. And so, really talking openly about it gives others permission to do the same. Yeah. And really just strips the shame right out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Feels so much better to just say, this is our experience. This is what happened. And now let's move forward, forgive. But these are the directions we're going. Yeah. Yeah. So powerful, so strong. Yeah. Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then you were telling me, you were saying that you really realized two things that were stemming from the relationship and the hurt and the divorce, but were stemming from past trauma. Yeah. That you and your therapist have uncovered and unburied. And tell me about that.
Yeah. So, I was in a therapy intensive, like a whole weekend with a therapist. And, I was sharing with her some of the stuff that's gone on in my marriage. And I was deciding if I wanted to divorce or not. And, this was my first encounter with this particular therapist. And one of the first things she said to me was, wow, it really seems like you're underreacting to the experiences that have been thrown at you. Yeah. And you're just not responding the way someone you would expect them to. And it was really a gentle way to be like, come on, like, where's your fire? Where's your anger? Like, what are you feeling? Why are you not upset about this? And, of course I felt like pain and grief and sadness about things, but, the anger wasn't there and I just wasn't responding and not choosing, to change the pattern. Yeah. And so I think it's coming from an earlier experience where I chose adoption for a daughter. I had a daughter before I met Jared.
How old were you?
I was 21.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah. And
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chose adoption for her. Wow. And over the course of a few years, it was an open adoption, and over a couple of years, her parents wanted to be more private with their relationship with her and close the adoption more, and have less contact. They didn't want to do face-to-face anymore.
How hard was that?
It was harder than placing.
Wow.
It was devastating.
Wow.
It felt like such a rejection of me as a person.
All knowledge of thinking it's open and that you would always get to see her. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
And I know it doesn't come from a place of them like not liking me or loving me or anything like that. It was just absolutely what they felt that they needed in their family. But I felt it like a total rejection of me as a person. And, it was so painful. And so for a couple years, I kind of fought back about that and tried to keep more contact, tried to get more contact back. And anytime I pushed, they pulled even farther away and there would be even less contact. And so then I got really scared that if I pressed for anything anymore, that they would strip all contact completely.
Where do you feel this in your body right now? Your heart.
Okay. Yeah. I could be on the verge of tears, like in a moment.
Okay. Well, if you need to cry, please do so, because that's big.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And,
Yeah.
Okay. How old is she right now?
She's almost 18.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Big moments for that.
Yeah.
Her to be able to connect if she wants. So where's she at now with that? Where are you guys at with that now?
We still just have really minimal contact. What her parents wanted. It's been like that for 14 years. They contact me on her birthday, send me letters, pictures. And she has started to send me letters as well in the last few years, but I don't respond. They ask me not to respond. And so I haven't responded at all to anything. And I want to respect that. I'm afraid that if I do anything outside their wishes, that I'll receive even less. And
how bad do you want to meet her?
I mean,
where do you feel it in your body now? Still heart? Yeah. Your biggest desire and wish in life. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I feel that. What's her name?
Ellie.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay. I'm so excited for you to get to meet her someday.
Yeah.
That's going to be special.
So from that experience, I learned from that experience that when I ask for what I want, things get taken away from me.
Was that also as a child?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it was
I feel like it began there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that is your biggest trauma?
Yes.
Okay. What about as a child? What's your biggest trauma?
Moving.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. So you had a good childhood.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, wow. And you're 21. I mean, you're old enough. You have to really consciously decide what's best at that point. Why did you ultimately decide at 21, like, I really can't?
Yeah.
And this would be better.
And I could have.
Yeah.
I could have, right?
Sure.
But could and should and what's right. Like
your
that,
heart
knew.
Yeah.
I wanted her to have two parents right off the bat.
Okay.
I wanted her to be raised the way I wanted to raise children,
and
which
her dad
was with two parents.
Just like, no way.
He was there, but we had outgrown each other. He was a high school love, and we didn't want to live the same way as adults or raise children the same way. And so he was supportive of the decision too, and was actually present. But I didn't want to share her with him. He didn't live near. He kind of he had a difficult family situation. I just didn't want to share her with him, and I wanted her to have two parents.
You just knew it would be better for her.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's big. That's so big, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Woo, my heart. I'm excited for you to meet her. Like profoundly. Okay. So your biggest. So, your biggest. Yeah. Okay, Ellie. Do you feel like she'll reach out when she's 18?
I actually feel like the vibe that I feel from her, the energy that I feel from her when I read letters, is that she's very content.
Okay.
Which is great. It's like what I want.
Wait till she needs to seek
some extra and 18
love.
Is kind of a tender age. I don't know where she's at emotionally or, so I don't want to rock that boat.
Very religious. Was it a religious adoption?
Okay. It was.
Yeah.
And she seems to be as well.
Okay.
So I actually don't think she'll reach out right away.
Okay.
I would love it if she
did.
But I just feel like she might be like early 20s, like maybe more stable in her adult life first. But and I'm going to give her the opportunity to reach.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then not being able to get what you want stemmed from that.
Yeah.
And then going to your relationship. Ultimately, you want this fairy tale with your other partner who doesn't, right? And not getting what you want ultimately out of that. Yeah. And then what would you,
our marriage wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to look. Yeah. It just wasn't, we weren't wanting the same kind of relationship. We weren't
wanting the same. Did it feel
kind
scary
of
at the time? At that time, did it feel scary? that was like the reality when you were
I couldn't even
processing it all?
accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like even saying the word divorce out loud. I didn't even say that for months. Like,
Wow.
I have some strong core beliefs in there too, that divorce is bad and divorce is bad for kids, and that you should just, if there's love there, you should just keep trying. And
So you tried for so long.
yeah.
And now that core belief's unraveling.
Yeah.
Because you're learning to live a different way.
Yeah.
And you guys just even spent a whole summer abroad, sharing your kids and being a family while you're both single.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Our kids are young.
Yeah.
And he's always been a very involved parent. We've always parented equally. And being in Europe for a summer was something we both really wanted with our kids. Before we got divorced.
For that long, for a whole summer.
It was really hard. It wasn't hard being with Jared.
Yeah.
But Europe is hard with kids.
Okay.
Europe is hard with kids.
With like being a tourist for that long with kids.
Yeah. And
So
just
you gotta walk everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have a car, and for part of it, not a dryer and spotty internet.
So you just got to learn a little different, but enjoying the finer things.
It was magic. And like
in the world,
the more time that goes by, the more magical that experience becomes, right?
That's
like
cool.
you just forget kind of all the hard stuff, and you only remember just like the incredible moments.
Yeah.
But so glad that we did it, and kind of like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I'm so glad that we still made it happen despite separating and divorcing.
Are you still doing therapy work? Like, do you continue and constantly do therapy work?
I do.
Your therapist? Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a new therapist now.
How is that?
Just in like this new part of my journey.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to repair a marriage anymore. I'm just trying to like stand on my own 2 feet.
Okay. How is that?
It's good.
How's dating? Have you tried?
Yeah. That's tough. That's murky.
Yeah, tell them.
The water's a little murky.
I can't even go in the water. I don't even go near it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, tell me your experience so far. 9 months.
Yeah.
Divorce.
I dated a bunch last spring.
Okay.
And then we traveled all summer together.
Yeah.
Coming back from that trip, I was not in a very good headspace. I feel like I took a few steps back emotionally. It was real whiplash for me. Like, oh, we're a family again. No, we're not. So I was kind of in the process of accepting my reality again.
Yeah.
And that's when we started, we weren't nesting anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
So for a year and a half, we nested where the kids stayed in the home. And on our different custody nights, Jared and I would come and go from the house. So the kids were always in the same home. When we came back from Europe, Jared got his own place where he could have the kids over.
Okay.
And so then the kids started leaving and going over to his house, like a more traditional divorce arrangement. And that was really hard for me.
Okay.
That was really hard for me. It was the first time.
Now you're alone.
Yeah. And the kids, it was the first time that the kids really, their life was changing.
Okay.
It looked different for them. It
So
felt different
it was
for them.
harder for them. You could feel that as well.
Yes.
And then you're alone.
Yes.
And how's being alone?
Sometimes it's great.
Okay. What do you
Sometimes
feel is
it's
the
great.
hardest part? For me, it's going to bed and waking up if I'm alone and no one's like next. It's so hard for me.
Yeah. Going to bed is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Waking up, not as hard.
Okay.
But I'm a social person.
Yeah.
I'm extroverted. I love talking. I love being with people. I love hanging out, going to dinner, movies. Like,
So you make sure your schedule's full of friends and connections so that
and that's
you're
what's really
good to
hard
just-
though when you get divorced is like you don't lose friendships, but they definitely change.
Oh, they change.
They change.
And you see, it's so weird for me. It was weird to see who chose who.
Yeah.
That part was so hurtful to me.
Mhm.
All of the girlfriends that I thought were my friends, and they weren't my friends. All of a sudden, they're hanging out with my ex all the time, and I never got an invite to any of that. I'm just like, wait, I thought you were my friend. That's the most. Anyways,
It's so painful. It's probably
interesting.
like the divorce itself is painful, and the separating of the two lives, like that's really hard.
Yeah.
But like right up there is the way all of your relationships change.
It's
terrible.
And the in-laws, I mean, I don't know how yours are, but
that's been actually great for me. That's been great for me.
Good.
We asked our families and our friends to like treat us the same, invite us to things, and let us decide if we both come. And our families have been so great.
I love that.
They treat us the same and love us and support us. And
I love that.
His family invites me to things still, and my family welcomes Jared, and it's been great.
You have a good relationship with your mom and dad?
And my dad passed away.
And it was a while ago, right?
5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago. Sudden, traumatic, awful.
Yeah. Where do you feel that in your body as we bring in your dad?
I think my heart too.
Your heart
Maybe
feels
my neck.
a lot. When we would always work, it was so, you're just so heart-centered.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your dad always came through so strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But
friends. Yeah.
Friends.
So I feel lonely a lot.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, most of the reason why I started dating again was because I was bored. I'm really bored.
Yeah.
And lonely, and I just want something to do.
Yeah. And you want to feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so where have you been dating? Like Tinder? How is that?
I don't want to I haven't wanted to commit to a payment schedule.
Good.
And so just Facebook dating.
Okay. Yeah.
And the free part of Hinge.
Okay.
That's all I've dabbled in.
I've never.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
My preference would be to be set up.
Yeah.
So then they're backed by someone, and
that would be
or
ideal. Just,
or meeting someone organically. That would be great. But
right, in the yoga
so
class
busy
or out grocery shopping and just, hey, dream. Yeah. Okay. We can manifest that for you.
Okay.
Let's dream it into reality.
Yeah. It's less likely because of how busy I am. With the kids.
You work, you have 4 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll come when it's meant to. Yeah. And is Jared dating?
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. And you guys both tell each other about it, or you keep that separate?
Yeah,
that's fun.
He'll ask. He'll be like, "Do you want to hear about my date? Do you want to hear about whoever I'm talking to?" And so he asked permission, and then I'm like, "Yeah."
So you just share friends, or do you share kind of co-parenting counselors to each other?
Definitely, we talk co-parenting kids all the time, but I love hearing about his social life that's separate from mine now, and. Sometimes I talk about the people I go out with. Do
you ever feel like he gets jealous when you share?
Never.
That's incredible. And you never get jealous when he shares?
I think it's a personality trait of both of us. We're not jealous people.
Okay.
I don't really feel that very often.
That's good.
And so, that hasn't come up at all. Honestly, there was so much secrecy in our marriage that I love seeing him just all open and authentic and just
tell
honest
you about it.
Yeah. So it really is actually exciting to see him living such an honest life.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So I actually like it.
Good.
Yeah.
You guys can be friends, tell each other all the things.
Yeah.
And support each other in the ways with family.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I
really admired and respected everything you shared and opened up to, and Jared, when you guys were going through that, because you just everyone wants to keep all the details of it a secret and everything, when truly it happens there's not anyone I haven't worked with that hasn't been hurt in some way so deeply in their relationship and trying to amend and make it work, or not make it work, or go through divorce. And so many of us do it. And so it's so nice that we were able to relate through you and people connect to you. So thank you for being so authentic and vulnerable with it. Yeah. Thought it was awesome.
It just happens a lot where someone gets divorced and you just all of the sudden don't see any pictures of that couple together anymore.
Yeah.
They just disappear from the profile. And I was that existed. That existed in my life. I wanted people to know that happened to me.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be hey, I'm getting divorced. Look at me. This sucks over here. Help.
Yes.
And
And other people who have been through it can really
and
help
people
give
really
you support.
just like came out of the floodgates, you know, like, hey, me too. And like, I wish I could talk about it like this. And I'm like, you can, like, you will receive help and support and love and all of these things. It's so much harder to go through it by yourself.
Yes.
And all of the life that I had with Jared, like, existed and it mattered. And there was so much good there too.
Yeah.
So much good. And I'm not just going to erase it from my profile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was hard when the exes erase every single photo and all of the moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like acknowledge that it was both there. It was there.
And it was good at the time. And
yeah.
Some moments weren't, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, deep. So good. Yeah. Okay. So those two biggest deep hurts in your life. And now, what would you say is the biggest joys? I mean, your children.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know if I'm honest, they don't bring me a ton of joy right now.
Well, they're at the ages where you're really putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And once they're a little bit older, you're going to see that payoff of the relationship and the connection, everything they're doing, everything just encompasses with you so well. Yeah. But, okay, right now it's a lot of work. What's your biggest joys in life right now? And just being a single mother who's working and doing her thing, parasite cleansing, and you're always in yoga class, you're always in workout class, you're always trying to do self-care, self-work. You send me podcasts and you post really amazing information. So what brings you your joy, your biggest joy?
I think I'm just really trying to stay present in what's going on in my life, and that there is so much good going on in my life.
I love that.
And, you know, anxiety is a new emotion for me. Yeah. But I've been feeling a lot of it the last year and a half. And
as we bring that in, where do you feel in your body?
Yeah.
Your gut?
Yeah. My stomach. Yeah.
So much.
So nauseous. Yeah. So nauseous. And that's what anxiety feels like to me, is like nausea. Like, oh, am I getting sick? Or
what are you most anxious about, you think?
I mean, anxiety is all about the future, right? Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to me? All this uncertainty. Okay. I'm so uncomfortable with it.
Because you don't know.
Yeah. And my future looked a certain way, and now it doesn't look any way. Okay. It's like, it could be anything.
You can create anything you want,
which is exciting, but also terrifying.
Allow it to unfold.
Yeah.
But you are metamorphosing and transformation and all the things right now. So uncomfortability is just wearing all over your feelings. Yeah. Okay. And anxiety.
Yeah. Whew. So I'm just trying to like not worry about the future and just stay really present and be like, focus on my day to day, my week to week. What do the kids need today? What do I need today? Yeah. And just really feeling a lot of gratitude and being intentional about feeling gratitude. It doesn't always come naturally, but like being intentional about feeling gratitude about all the food in my pantry and the mortgage is getting paid, and I have a skill and I can work, and I'm putting my kids to bed in a warm house, and you know, all of those things.
Focus on the present, and it keeps. Yeah. How often would you say you go into your anxiety? Daily to work through it? Is it a daily practice of this?
It's never debilitating. I've never been like on the floor, not able to function.
Good. You don't go through suicidal ideations.
No,
that's good.
No. But I definitely get like the Sunday scaries, you know.
Tell me about the Sunday scaries. What
like
are those?
Anticipating the week.
Okay. Like no, Monday.
It's Sunday. It's like, I don't want to do this. Okay. You know, the week is starting over. The job feels really big, and I do it mostly by myself now. So it just feels like the mantle feels kind of heavy, especially on Sundays. So I call them Sunday scaries. Okay. So I like a few times a week for sure where I feel it in my chest and stomach.
When was the last time you did a parasite cleanse? You said, was it before the divorce?
Yeah, right. The full 10 days I did right before our divorce was final.
Okay.
Like a month before. It was right when we were signing papers.
You haven't done one since?
I did a 5-day a month ago.
Did a lot of worms come out?
No,
Okay.
no. I should have gone longer.
Okay. I'm curious now, since, you know, you're letting go at such a deep, deep way right now. And so I was like, I wonder what's still in there, especially if you're getting nauseous
letting
talking
go
about.
has been like my theme of the last 2 years. Like, I feel like I'm letting everything go. I feel like my whole life is just like water in my hands. Like, I'm not hanging on to anything anymore.
Wow.
It's so disorienting. I'm getting more comfortable with it.
Do you feel free though in some moments of like, this is awesome, like it could be anything and I can, do you see yourself in the future? Do you try to create that in the future? Okay.
A little bit.
Okay,
it's mostly terrifying.
Okay.
It's mostly terrifying, but
I trust
it feels really good to be brave.
Good.
To be courageous and really just taking this risk, like setting my own course and forcing myself to learn new skills.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I hate it, but like,
what's the newest
gives
skill
me a lot of gratification
that you forced yourself? They're like, let's learn about this. Or let's do this. Let's implement this.
Yeah. Learning about money.
Okay.
And what to do with it, where to put it, how to save it, how to grow it.
Does it feel good to confront it full on and just say, okay, let's integrate?
Yeah, mostly scary still.
Okay.
I feel really inept.
And now where do you feel it in your body?
My throat.
Yeah.
The stomach a little bit. But yeah, throat. Like I want to grab my throat.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. What's the scariest thing about money for you?
That I won't have it.
And
like
when
I can't make it, or I'll run out, but
knowing that's such an illusion
I can
and
talk to myself for just a second and be like, I'm healthy, capable.
And knowing, I know many, everyone I've ever worked with has a conditioning wrapped around money that is so fearful and that they're not worthy to receive it. And then there will never be enough, right? Yeah. And it's such an illusion. That's just a frequency. You can become one with anything here. Love, creation, anger, sadness, joy, happiness. And then anything physical, right? You manifest. And have you ever, Tara, let me ask you this, I was asked someone this other day. Is there anything in your life that you've oh yeah, your child. Besides Ellie, is there anything in your life that you've wanted that you haven't got physically?
Yeah, well, as a child, I wanted a lot of things that I didn't get. My parents were really frugal.
Okay.
I was a very girly girl. My mom is not at all.
Okay.
And so she made me feel like a lot of the things I wanted were silly.
Okay.
Or like that you don't need that.
And do you find that now going to buy something for yourself that's girly that you try to talk yourself out of, that you're not worthy of receiving because of this? I almost
do go the opposite. I'm like
overspend and overindulge
and overdo.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to find balance.
I can do whatever I want. I make money. I can buy whatever I want.
Does it make sense? Sometimes it doesn't make sense. You're like, I didn't need that. Yeah. Why did I do that?
Yeah. I'm getting better.
Let's talk about Christmas for a moment.
Yeah.
For you, because it's just such a big deal. You start decorating in October.
Yeah, Halloween night.
I love it.
Halloween night.
Halloween night. It's the funnest. Like, go follow her on Instagram. Halloween night, she gets out. It's like this big party, and they decorate for Christmas. It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
It's been a fun tradition. That kind of happened out of necessity.
So I knew it tied into money somehow.
Yeah. Well, I was having a baby. The beginning of November.
And you had to.
Yeah. And so I was like, let's decorate for Christmas before the baby comes. I don't think I'll have enough energy or whatever. And I had Christmas shopped before the baby was born and all of that. And so the baby was born November 9th. This is my 12-year-old. So this is how long the tradition has been going.
Okay.
And I loved it. I loved that Christmas. It was like, I just enjoyed November and December. I wasn't out buying anything. It was just all done.
Yeah.
And I just like fully relaxed into the season and I loved it.
And you're like, I'm going to keep this up.
So we do it every year now.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then you even forget what you buy, you say to your kids and they're opening, you're like, oh yeah, I got you that.
Yeah. It's been under the tree for 2 months. It's got dust on it. I don't even know what's in there.
Do your kids love it?
Yeah.
You love that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they love it.
Okay. And then going back.
I think they do.
to not, and then just to, going back to not feeling worthy, we were, feeling that or talking about that and how, okay. You overindulge a little bit now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost like a rebellion. Like no one's going to tell me that I can't have this.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
And then it scares you that you won't have enough money for the future.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot to let go of and trust and money.
Yeah. And in my marriage, we were fortunate. Like we lived in a way where I didn't have to budget. Like I've never honed in on that skill of like budgeting or telling myself no for a good reason.
And now are you budgeting?
Yeah.
And how does that feel?
It feels
Does it feel good?
It feels empowering a lot of the time. But at first it felt really scary. Like it felt very scarcity mindset. And
like to look at your money all the time, to write it all down.
Yeah. It felt scary to look at.
But really what it is creating connection with your money and yourself and all the numbers and the things.
Yeah.
Okay. How does it feel now? It feels good.
It feels pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still some scariness there. Like, hesitating, not wanting to look at the credit card statement, kind of thing, instead of just like facing it head on and like looking at it all the time and paying attention.
Yeah. And being okay with
awake.
It. And then that will bring you more like of what you need.
Yeah.
How do you find yourself meditating or trying to manifest money besides connecting with it and budgeting and
I think mostly I stress about it.
Okay.
I'm still
the worries.
I'm still in the worry. Because my focus right now is raising my kids.
Yeah.
And eventually I'm going to step into like making more money.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm trying to just remind myself like to not, sometimes looking at money and making more money is my fear.
Okay.
Rather than just being like, you have enough, like it's okay. Like,
and why is your fear to make more money? Because that means you're going to be doing different things and having to work in a certain way that you don't know. And
or it takes me away from my kids or away from the things that I want to be doing right in this moment.
So take away like that thought and then just know like you can have more money.
Yeah. Like I have enough for right now.
Well,
like just live in what you have right now.
Well, even taking away that like this is enough. So then the money's like, okay, we're good. We'll stop.
Yeah.
Just letting all of it go and just being like, my money's circulating and coming back, multiplying to me. And I can trust the unfolding process of my life.
Yeah. And I'm trying to stay I've always kind of been an abundant mindset with money.
Good.
Jared was too, or is too. And so we lived that way, very abundant mindset, which is a really it's a freer way of living.
So you have the tools.
And it feels really good. Yeah. So I try to stay there in abundant, like it's going to be fine. Like I'll just make more money if I need to. And for right now, like I'm going to put my kids to bed and not stress about it and, whatever.
So I'm like money's flowing freely. Like there's no thoughts of I can make more. I need to do this for more of this.
Yeah.
Like it's just a constant flow.
Yeah.
And then you can continue to think of it like that.
Yes.
And it's never being spent. It's always just being circulated, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it's big. It's good work to try to not feel guilty and shame around money because we're so conditioned to do so. And you feel it in your throat. So there's some meditations for you and thyroid tincture I can get you. Okay. And then more money and everything you need to feel safe for your future and less anxiety of just feeling, it's really feeling safe that you have a foundation here. Yeah. But knowing that you do, right, you'll always be provided for truly. I believe that if you believe that. Yeah. And let it unfold.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so amazing. I love it. You've done so much. You've gone through so much and you have 4 children and you continue to do. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing the parasite cleanse so many times.
Yeah.
And we worked so extensively one-on-one and I loved all of our work together. It was so magic. Yeah. And thank you for being on the podcast. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I guess I just wanted, I met you at definitely at like the pivotal moment of my decision making. Like for the first time in my marriage, I felt like, okay, I'm going to do something different. I don't know what it is. I couldn't even say divorce, but I knew I needed to do something different
Yeah.
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 Feel that in my fingers.
Yes.
I was so afraid to let that go. And doing work with you and really letting that come up.
Yeah.
And it helped me to see my marriage in a different way, to see Jared in a different way. And it all felt like the decision making and the changing was coming from a place of love and not fear.
I love that.
And so I'm just so grateful for the work that we did together and what you brought up in me. Because I don't even think I could have come around to divorce, especially not divorcing in the way that I did.
Yeah.
Without
letting go.
Letting go.
You did so good.
Helped.
It was so profound. Being able to speak the words that you've never spoke before and say the things
out loud.
And
then cry
remember
about it.
Those moments. So profound. You did good, girl. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing the work, and thanks for continuing to shine your light so that others may feel it and know it and be vulnerable and authentic. And if anybody here that's listening wants to get a hold of Tara, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram, Tara Madsen, just my name. It's private, but you can request to follow me and I'll let you.
I love it.
Everything's there. I save everything on there and highlights and
perfect. I love it. Thank you so much, Tara.
Thanks.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for listening. I'm so happy you joined us today, and we'll see you on the next one.